Hello and good afternoon, everybody. I would like to welcome all my viewers and audience on our social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, who are watching us live for this another episode of Talk to Coach with Dr. D Live. This program is brought to you by Universal Coaching Federation, where you can ask any question to the coaches relating to any challenges you have in your life, job, career, business, and relationship. And we, the coaches here, are able to answer any question relating to the challenges you ask us through our social media or through our website or through our channel anywhere. Today we have Mr. Samba Sivan with us. He is a CFO with Tata Play and a very experienced business leader. And of course, he's a leadership coach also. So I would like to welcome you, Samba. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Dr. D. I'm doing really well and really honored to have this chat with you. I have learned so much in the last 6 months after interactions with you, and I would like to share my experience based on our discussions. Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me.
Great, great. So today we are going to talk about leadership and how self-awareness is very important for leadership and leadership coaching also. And how through the self-awareness a business leader can transform and empower themselves, not only for themselves, but for the people in the organization and for the organization as a whole. Little bit I will give a overview and brief about this, and then I will like you to share your views to our audience. So, to start with, when we talk about self awareness, self awareness is a very vast area in the leadership and in the coaching also. But first and foremost thing, which is very important for the leadership coaching, is the self awareness for the decision making. Because as a business leader, every day from morning to evening entire of our life we take decision and we implement decision. This is for our own self, our life, our job and career, our business, and our relationship. So as a business leader, the first and foremost thing which comes in my mind when we talk about this self awareness, how empowered and transformed they are to take better decision, where they can not only empower and transform the people but the processes and system in the organization to take the organization to the next level of growth and success, and able to deliver the result expected by the shareholder, by the stakeholders of the organization. So I would like to just have your views how this self-awareness, Samba, can help any business leader if they are more aware of themselves, their decision making, their implementation part, and how it is going to help them in taking a leadership role more better way and doing and adding value for the organization.
Thank you, Dr. D. As you rightly mentioned, self-awareness is a very large topic. It's like an ocean.
Yeah,
But I think the journey has to start at some point in life for
right,
everybody. I have almost 35 years of post qualification experience. I'm a 1987 CA.
right,
So I have been working for a very long time in multiple organizations.
right,
So I can see a gradual change in my approach towards leadership over a period of last so many years. And in the last 6 months, it is further. I would say it is further fine tuned. Is what I can add.
right.
So initially, when I started taking decisions, I used to take decisions based on okay, objective, whatever it is, what is it, immediate decisions you take, not
Right,
necessarily being self-aware of it.
right,
But when you say self-aware, first thing is that we have to, before even looking at self-awareness, we have to start listening. So that is something which initially I was very weak. I would say in my life, I
yeah,
never used to listen to people because I thought I knew everything.
Yeah.
Since I do everything, I'd only tell people to do and they will do everything.
Right.
Not realizing that just telling people doesn't mean anything. Meaning, they will do it just because you are telling and not because they believe it is so. So first thing is that we'll have to start listening to people and start understanding. And your awareness of the awareness journey starts only by listening, as you rightly mentioned in your
Yeah.
ladder approach. The
Yeah.
whole coaching as a theme starts with L, which is the first step of ladder, right?
Right.
And we also talked about, I think, different types of listening, five types of listening:
Yeah.
listening for just hearing, and listening for understanding, listening for curiosity, and listening without any, what you can say, bias or anything like that. So there are
Right.
various deeper levels of listening. So
Right.
once you start listening, I would say, yes, it was not that I was not listening earlier. Now
Yeah.
I am becoming more conscious of my listening capability and trying to understand my position, my awareness, and then taking decisions. It becomes more, I would say, collaborative, and it also means that you are also listening to the other party, because typically when somebody is telling you, when your subordinate is coming and telling you, you think that okay, you know everything, you are ready to answer. You are only
Right.
trying to answer the question, not just listening. Listening, purely listening, takes a lot of what you can say, effort
Right.
without anything. So that's where I think the self awareness thing comes in. And then there are various things: analyzing, decision making, dismantling, and all those things are coming in at a later stage. But for me, everything starts with listening, and that is something which I learned a little bit more in the last 6 months, and I have started practicing them, which is actually helping me in a big way, both
Right.
in personal life as well as in official life as well. So then people are coming and being more open, they are getting more empowered. The moment they know, okay, boss is willing to listen, then they will say more things. You can get to a richer decision, because
Right.
otherwise some of the things it may not even come to light if they think that the boss is not a listener.
Right.
So
So yeah, that's really great perspective. I think when we talk about a self-awareness, it starts with leadership, listening first. And as a leader, we need to ensure that whether we are listening out of curiosity, or whether we are listening to understand, or whether we are listening to transform. And as you mentioned it, if we start listening to understand and transform people, then the real self awareness starts from there. Because while listening to the people, you have the opportunity not to understand the perspective of the listening, the subject matter of the things which is talked about, but also what is said behind non-verbal things which the person is trying to communicate while saying something and sharing something to you. So you understand the topic plus the person who is sharing with you, what is his purpose and motto behind that. So both makes a very clear sense how you are listening, and that makes us a better and very important for the any business leader, how you are listening to empower and transform. And then I say that once you are able to listen to understand, then only you should be able to empower and transform people and the organization as a whole. The next aspect, should we say, is about how you are able to operate and take decisions as a business leader, being aware of. Of course, it starts with the listening, but as per our education system, most of the time we start taking and implementing our decision based on our good and bad, right and wrong, strength and weakness, start comparing those things, and we are able to take the decision the way it is presented to us. The most important part, as we talk about in our leadership coaching, is that as a business leader, we should be talking from our awareness and wisdom. In this world, nothing is good, nothing is bad, nothing is right, nothing is wrong. Everything is in comparison with something. So if something is there in comparison with that, you can say it is right or it is wrong. The things which are right for you can be wrong for somebody else. The things which are wrong for somebody else can be right for somebody else. And different people, different society, different culture have different right, wrong, good, bad. So taking decision based on your right, wrong, good and bad, analyzing this and comparing this, you always end it to a result which will able to take you to a journey of success, unsuccess and failure. Even you are success, if you are on success or you are on failure, you are never going to have satisfaction and fulfillment with your decision making. Even you are success, rather than having a fulfillment, you will have something which is coming is ego, anger, something like this will be coming, and you will not able to take better decision or able to create the better impact what you supposed to create for that. But once you start operating from your awareness, awareness is going to give you a better purpose, and on that better purpose you are able to take better decision which can create a better result for the people, for the organization, for the company as a whole. So there are many ways as a business leader we start operating based on our awareness and our wisdom, without being biased, without being prejudiced, and without getting misunderstood by the people, and we can have a better communication for this. So would you like to share something, your own experience or your own journey somewhere, to our viewers, how we can listen, not by judging the people, not by, like, categorizing into good, bad, right, wrong, with a purity of pure listening through our awareness and wisdom.
Yeah, no, no, it's a you have covered. I think the essence of all whatever we have gone through over the last 6 months in this 5-10 minutes, the substance of it.
Yeah.
But I have also started slowly implementing some of these thoughts. For example, the day when we discussed about nothing is good, nothing is bad, nobody is right, nobody is wrong, that set me thinking. In fact, in the past, my WhatsApp byline used to be a good human. Then when you said this, then the penny dropped for me, saying that nothing is good, nothing. Immediately, I went and changed my WhatsApp byline to
Yeah.
nothing is good, nothing is bad. So it's a very profound statement. And if you have to operate at that level, which means that you are not judging actually. So you are not judging yourself, you are not judging others, you are not judging anybody, and then for you are taking decisions with the purity of thought, right?
Right.
So I have seen what you can say a remarkable change in my personal what you can say level of patience. So I
Right.
used to be very impatient, and now in many cases I have been able to patiently listen to certain arguments, or somebody is even being very strongly talking to me. I have had experiences in the office where I would have reacted in a different way in the past, but now I'm now saying, okay, nothing is good, nothing is bad. Let us see what is the other person's perspective, and let us take it calmly and quietly, and then let us give responses. I'm not getting into the specifics, but all I can say is that it has made me more peaceful. It has made me much more aware of myself, and it has also made life easier for people around me, because when I am impatient, obviously the organization becomes, the rest of the team also becomes, is naturally forced to become impatient, right? So it is unnecessary pressure on people, and also it also avoids people from taking a logical or a peaceful decision, right? Because when you
Right.
are working on a rush basis, typically your brain doesn't work as calmly and quietly and correctly as in a case when you are in the zone. For example, people say you are in the zone,
Right.
then what happens is that then it's in a flow and you are able to come to decisions in a correct manner. So you have
Right.
to always keep your state of mind in a state where it is amenable to flow, which means that
Right.
you need that calmness and quietness, and non-judgmental. Nothing is good, nothing is bad.
Right.
Those kind of strength, weakness. You have to be completely aware of it all the 24 hours. So
Right.
while I may say I'm trying, because many a time you go back to your BAU mode, which is starting becoming judgmental, starting becoming this thing, like the discussions which we had yesterday
Right.
as Dr. D, when I talked about certain specific problem which I was trying to resolve, and
Right.
you immediately gave me a solution
Yeah.
which looks so natural to me. I'm not
Yeah.
getting it, but it looks so natural to me, and I immediately went and implemented that also yesterday, which I shared
Right.
with you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it does remove certain blind spots in
Yeah.
one's eyes, because there is always a blind spot in any eyesight. You will know that there is
Right.
a space in your spot which is a blind spot. You will never be able to see. It's
Right.
scientifically proven that every human being has got a blind spot.
True.
At, so
Yeah.
to be aware means that then you are removing those blind spot, and then what happens is that then your life becomes a little better, and
Right.
people around you also grow better. If people around you are happier and growing better, then it's a, like a further virtuous cycle kind of a thing. So that's what I felt in this thing. I can give examples. My daughter was saying that you have become more patient, you are listening more, and all those things she was saying. So there is a merit in looking at things in a certain way. The way you are talking about the strength, weakness, good, bad, what is possible, impossible, all those things, it is being aware is very very important is what I feel, and it is necessary for every human being to know. And
Right.
it's not rocket science, it's all written in the Vedas and scriptures, as you rightly mentioned,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
We are not aping the Western culture here.
Yeah.
It's your own kind of research and your own analysis which you have done over
Right.
many years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. See, on this show, we always take one question from the people who write us. Our viewers write us some questions, and we try to take care of that questions and answer them. Today, one of my viewer, he always appreciate and listens to our social media page and all that, and he has asked a very beautiful question. He has asked how to manage the boss, like that's a really good question. He has asked me, of course he is working in a senior manager level, and most of the time what happens that different kind of bosses are there where we have a different way of understanding the things. And in a corporate, it becomes very difficult part sometime, uh, how you can influence, I can say. When you talk about incorporate, we have to have how we can manage and how we can get the things done. That is, we need to be understanding and taking properly. So that is one of the things we need to be understanding. So his question is very relevant. Lot of people, just a second. His question is very relevant, and just like to say him, in anywhere in corporate, anybody you want to manage, anybody you want to influence, anybody you want to empower, there is two way. I always say, either add value to the people's life, or you resolve their problems and challenges. There is no third way of handling any person in the corporate world. Because corporate, you are working in a civilized world, you are working in an office, only you can influence anybody by doing extra work and more work than somebody. Even we have been handling big team and big departments. Anybody who has to perform better, he has to deliver the better result than others, whether it is your subordinates, your colleagues, or your superior. So if you are able to deliver better result, if you are able to add value to the people's life, if you are able to transform and empower and solve their problem, you can influence any person, whether it is your senior subordinates or colleague, doesn't matter. He asked me how to influence the people at the senior level, especially the bosses. I always say that you just go through and understand what your senior peoples are doing it. But before knowing your senior people what they are doing it, you have to ensure that your own work is optimized. If your own work is not optimized, you will never get the time to go and see what your bosses and senior peoples are doing in the organization. So first I say that first you empower and transform couple of people in your department, which is who are reporting to you. Try to delegate as much as work possible from your level, so that you should be able to free at least 20 to 30% of your time. And once you are able to free 30 to 20% of your own time, then you have the opportunity to see what your senior peoples are doing, where you need to influence them. So identify two, three very important aspects, what the senior people, what your bosses are doing it, and try to work on that area. And whenever you have an opportunity to go and talk and meet those peoples, you say that, "Okay, this is the area I'm working in a better way, I'm working and helping this better way. So why you can not use this work as your reference, and you don't require to work on that, and it is ready-madely available with me, I'm already working." So especially what we are doing it, if suppose your boss or your leader who is having top five things to be taken care of on a day-to-day basis, out of that identify two things and own that. But you have to be very careful in that. You should have better preparation, do it thoroughly. You should be 110% confident on that. Yes, whatever you are doing is not only at par, but it has more value what is done presently by anybody in the organization. If it is below whatever they are able to deliver and performing, you will never able to influence the person. Whoever is the person, doesn't matter whether it is your boss or whether it is your any senior person, or whether it is the CEO or any one of the organization people. But yes, it can be done, it is not impossible. So first, prepare yourself, identify two to three important tasks performed by your boss, get expertise in that, try to do it for 2 months, 3 months, and compare how you are able to do it compared to the boss, what boss is doing it. And then in a discussion you can say, yes, we can do that, because I'm already preparing that. I'm all, suppose say, I let me give an example. One of the report your boss is doing which needs to be presented to the board of directors. So you identify that particular report or particular projects, you build up your expertise in that, and then you go and talk to your boss. Yes, see, boss, I'm already doing this report, so why you are trying to put your extra efforts? Why not use this? And you share your report with your boss, and if he is able to see, and if this report is making better sense, of course he will appreciate also, and he will able to utilize that. Everybody wants that key, they should be able to get some free time for themselves, so that they can focus on better strategy and some more growth opportunity for the organization. This is the way we coach and empower business leader, where you can add and influence the senior people. You can influence your boss, you can influence your senior by doing the work. And of course, for that, two reports or three reports, whatever you are able to handle, or one, we might be two or three projects, or might be some special things what is happening in the organization, depending upon your nature of the business, nature of the function, nature of the work you guys are doing. You can do that, and you can present it to your boss, and you will be able to do that. But what will be happening, now those two three things what you are able to do it at your level, your boss will dependent on you, your senior will be dependent on you. And that is the way you can only influence any person. There is no other way. There is no buttering, there is no cheating, there is no those things. I don't coach as a leadership coach to any people. I coach people by adding value, or by solving the problem of the organization. Suppose any problem is there in the organization, your boss should be responsible of solving it out. You can pioneer yourself, but I always say prepare yourself. You should not get failed. If you are saying your boss that, okay, I'm going to take care of this problem, I'm going to solve and resolve this issue, and if you fail, then it is not only embarrassment for him, but is embarrassment for the whole organization. So you have to be very careful that you are capable enough of doing that. And if you are capable enough, then you can do it, and then you can propose and you can influence it, and every boss will like it. If your boss is a transform person, every person will like that key, if you are able to add value. And of course, that is the only way you can influence not only your bosses, but any senior people in your organization, your home, your family, your society, and that is the way we should be able to add value and empower and influence people. Would you like to anything else add
Yeah,
into
no,
that?
I can't agree more than what you have said. So, in fact, I have, as I said, more than 3 decades of experience. So, I have worked under many bosses. The total bosses would be more than, it is in double digits, right?
Yeah,
So, my only philosophy when I'm interacting with my boss is that he should have 1% less to manage.
yeah,
That's what you are saying, in a way, saying that you have to become optimal in your role.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
which means that if he's got, say, 10 or 8 subordinates, he need not worry about one subordinate of his, and the remaining 7 he can manage.
yeah,
So, I make sure, at least I try to make sure, or say that, okay, what are the expectations? You understand the expectations and try to kind of exceed those expectations well in advance. And don't put yourself in a position so that he needs to come and find or chase you or something like that. So if you are one step ahead, because typically if you have to be one step ahead in your role, so that you become completely free.
yeah.
Yeah, a related topic is that how you manage your subordinates. So I tell my subordinates whenever I get into a new role, my job is that give me 2 years. After that, I should become redundant. One of you should come to my role.
Right,
That's the way I typically start my role, and saying that, okay, so I can say in the last few years, I have made myself kind of what you can say redundant. I'm saying it in public media, I know, within within the company, and I'm sure my boss may also see it. So, but he also knows that I have a team. Fortunate to have a great team, which can take the mantle and run with it. In the sense that they are quite capable and they are quite knowledgeable as well. And that
right,
I think is an important role of a leader, right? Saying that to,
right,
to get your team as good as you or even better than you.
right,
And I have counted the number of CFOs who have gone through, matlab, who have been part of my team. It's
right,
more than double digit actually. So that's
right.
a good thing. I feel good about it, right?
Very true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And that is the way we should be able to empower and transform people.
yeah,
See, as a business leader or as a transformed business leader or as a coach, we have the opportunity to add value, influence them by helping them to take better, become better business leader, operate from their self-awareness, listen to understand to transform, and that is the way you can empower and transform any business leader or any person in your life, in your career, in your business, in your relationship. So it was pleasure talking to you, Samba, today. It was really great. So, and I would like to thank you, all our viewers who are watching us live on our social media, and for their lovely support they are keep on giving us. So we should be are able to thank you for them, and we will able to come up with yet another episode of Talk to Coach with Dr.
yeah.
on next Friday, same time. Watch us live on our social media page of Universal Coaching Federation, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Thanks a
Thanks,
lot.
Doctor.
Thank you, Samba.